Yesterday, Donald Trump dropped yet another lawsuit, this one filed also against New York Attorney General Letitia James, seeking to stop the $250 million lawsuit that she has filed against Trump and her kids. On Tuesday, a filing was sent to court signed by both Trump lawyer Alina Habba and, of course, New York Attorney General Letitia James, saying that Donald Trump was voluntarily dismissing this petition, to basically sue to stop that lawsuit. This, of course, comes just days after Donald Trump had dropped his other lawsuit against Letitia James because he was suing her for suing him. He was suing her for $250 million. And he had dropped that lawsuit the day after federal judge Donald Middlebrooks here in Florida sanctioned him and Alina Habba for $1 million, almost $1 million. And a couple other Trump lawyers were part of that as well. So, ever since those sanctions came down, Donald Trump has now dropped 2 frivolous lawsuits in less than a week, technically within 3 business days of those sanctions being handed down. And those sanctions, of course, include Donald Trump himself having to pay Hillary Clinton $171,000. Trump is running scared. And here's what this tells us, by the way. Had these judges that are overseeing all of these frivolous Trump lawsuits, which have all been thrown out over the last year and a half, had they done this from the beginning, had they punished him and these lawyers the way that they are legally allowed to do with these sanctions, we wouldn't even be watching any of this unfold right now. The lawsuits against Donald Trump would be a lot further along had he not filed these other petitions and motions and suits. That's the real problem here. This was his delay tactic. He had used it successfully for many, many years, even before becoming president of the United States. But finally, the judges just said, enough is enough. We're not going to do this anymore. We're not going to entertain it. And if you keep doing it, we're going to keep punishing you. But again, this is something that could have started a year ago. They didn't have to wait. They didn't have to have him hit X amount of frivolous lawsuits filed. They could have been doing this from the start. It is within their legal ability to hold Trump and his lawyers accountable. Now, to that, I need to add that more of this needs to be happening with those lawsuits still challenging the 2020 election. We've seen sanctions here and there. Sure, Rudy Giuliani, I believe Sidney Powell and Lynn Wood got hit up in Michigan, although theirs was very light and mostly consisted of having to take an ethics course. But too many lawsuits were filed and too many lawyers were not properly punished for doing so. And when you allow this kind of behavior to persist, when you allow it to happen without any ramification other than having your case dismissed, then it's going to happen again, right? We've seen it with Kari Lake. And even though she got hit with sanctions, she's still trying to do it again. But the judges need to get tougher. The court system needs to be tougher. They need to make it to where morons can't walk in and file whatever lawsuit they want to file that day. If you have standing, if you have merit, and if you have evidence, you may file a lawsuit and there is nothing wrong with that. But when you're lacking any one of those components, and in many cases Trump's filed lawsuits where he's been lacking all 3, then yeah, that's a problem and you need to be held accountable. And now that Trump is seeing all these judges out there not willing to put up with his crap, he is running scared and trying to dismiss everything he possibly can so that he doesn't have to pay more money to his enemies.
This is Hattie. Hattie wants to know why you have not subscribed to our channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a favor and subscribe.